家好，今天我们将学习如何玩战舰游戏，中国式玩法。
Anyways, no, I am not a Chinese bot. I just found it that it would be funny that I do the intro in Chinese because today we are looking at the favorite ship class, well, the second favorite after CV, but the favorite surface ship class that is enjoyed by the glorious CN and the Asia server, which is battleships. And I guess battleships are like loved everywhere because they're simple to play, they do big damage every time you click, and they're like very beginner friendly, and you don't get punished as hard as you do in cruisers and destroyers. So yeah, let's take a look at battleships. And what I'll try to do in this video is try to convey a sense of like a like basically my goal is to convey how to push in battleships and how do you like develop the game sense for that. And to achieve that, I have two really interesting replays. One is a more laid back replay, and the other is like a full back against the wall type of gameplay. So yeah, I have two of those, and I'll go over my thought process and describe why pushing when I did in my battleship made an impact on the game in a positive way. And this is a philosophy that you can basically apply to any ship, like any battleship, but there are, of course, some that excel at it more than others. And with that being said, uh, I'll go over. So let me go over the spec ones. So the first game shall be in well, Slava. First game is in Slava. And you can see my spec here, like the standard spec is Dispersion, Excel, Conceal. I'm running Makarov. Now, this Makarov has been spec for Petro, like I run him on Petro. So that's why I take Master Reloader. If you want to just build him for Slava, then just for Honor Seeker and maybe take DFAA because Slava A is actually pretty decent. And I run Frenziness because, well, since my Makarov is only 13 and not 15, I use this guy on Navarin. So this secondary skill helps with that. If I had a level 15 macro, I would just go Grease the Gears, Specialist or Armor Piercer. I'm not too sure, but I guess with Slava and the Russian ships, maybe you could make a case for Armor Piercer. And, well, here's a debate. Your shell velocity is already pretty good, so at least I would argue for active reload, but there can be a case that can be made for sniper. But then again, like the sniper skill, the shell velocity is already like the base shell velocity is already so high that it's kind of redundant. Like, sure, it's funny, but whatever. Anyways, that's a spec I'm running on Slava, and I'll go over the Vincent spec as well. So the second game will be the Vincent, and you can see what is this? This is the reload mod. Now, I I used to run this version for a long time, but then one of my good friends convinced me that when have you ever seen Vincent turrets break? And that put a thought in my mind, like when have I ever lost turrets in Vincent? And to test it further out, like we did we did a lot of testing in training rooms, and I don't really recall an instance where I actually lost a gun at Vincent. Now it could just be placebo, don't get me wrong, it could just be placebo, but I do feel that Vincent is like very less susceptible to losing guns. And that is why you can get away with running reload on Vincent. Now, would I recommend this on every BB? Absolutely not. There are BBs that need like dispersion to like make them work, and there are BBs that lose guns too much to run the reload, like making the reload mod viable. Or examples are like maybe Bourgogne or Montana or something like or on the other side, like ships you need dispersion for the Yamatos, the Bungos, the what's it called, the Incoms. So yeah, so that's that. But Vincent just happens to be in a sweet spot where you can get away with reload but have respectable dispersion at the same time. Also, the playstyle I use, like I like to play with my Vincent with, that playstyle involves getting up close, so you can kind of mitigate the loss dispersion by simply playing up more aggressive. And yeah, the rest is standard, like acceleration and concealment is standard. I'll go with the commander spec ones. So this is my glorious Nelson. And as you can see, it's pretty standard, like underwater protection expert. You could go, I guess, emergency, but this is just more useful because when, like, how often do you lose your engine in Vincent? Anyways, since I'm running reload mode, in the off chance that I do lose a turret, I want to get it back as soon as possible. So that's why I took armament repair expert. Otherwise, you could just go torpedo alert. Like either works, but I just have an extra layer of caution just in case. I don't mind eating like you like plus 15% detection range on tops is nice, but I feel like for me it wouldn't make a difference because if there are tops in the water, then either the guys either the tops are so close to me that I couldn't dodge them anyways, or they will be so far out that plus 15% wouldn't make a difference for me because I could just dodge them instinctively. So yeah, that's what I feel about my playstyle and my own skill level that I'm comfortable with. But yeah, battle signal is a really nice skill. Whenever your ship has more than 60% of its HP, so you get minus 5% shell dispersion. Also, this kind of helps to mitigate not taking dispersion mod. Like dispersion mod gives like minus 7%, and this thing gets minus 5. Now, granted, it's only when you're like more than 60% of your max HP, but once again, it's not really that hard to stay full HP in Vincent if you know what you're doing. So yeah, and if you are like losing HP, or at least in my case, if I do lose HP, then it's only when I like run it in and get close. So in that scenario, the dispersion really doesn't matter anyway. So yeah, since I have Nelson, I'm running like it gives me more freedom to run with the reload mod. But if I didn't have Nelson, maybe it would have been a different story. Who knows? So yeah, then Victorious Charge Plus is pretty straightforward. Survivalist Plus is also pretty straightforward, and Generalist Plus, not General, but normal Generalist. I okay for level 7, you could make a case for Marksman, but I feel like Vincent's gimmick, the edge that it has over the competition, and in general my playstyle as well, as you'll see in the next game, it relies heavily on being able to out damage and out heal the enemy in short burst engagements. That is why now, granted, this fully prepared skill, this is only helping you to mitigate the time taken for one heal cooldown. Like normal heal is like 75 seconds, and 10% of that is what 7.5 seconds lost on that. So instead of 75-second heals, you have like 67.5-second heals. And or you could run premium heals, which are like I don't know how long premium heals take, but yeah. Oh, sorry, my bad. Actually, wait. Yeah, this is 90 seconds. So yeah, so 90 seconds. So 90 seconds minus 10% is 9 seconds. So 81-second heals with this. If you run premium heals, then premium heals is like 75. And yeah, premium heals come off in 67.5 seconds, and normal heal come off cooldown in the whatever 81 seconds. So yeah, like this skill is only useful for like 67.5 seconds for premium heals and 81 seconds for normal heals. However, that means that you get access to all of your HP pool by just waiting for that like short interval of time. And that's where the skill comes. Now you could argue that okay, but this skill allows you to get two salvos off of a precise aim. Like I'm like, yeah, but okay, once again, this is heavily subjective and it comes down to my own playstyle, but I feel that uh, getting a second salvo off of your precise aim is kind of redundant when I want to be getting close. And also, as I said earlier, I have the battle signal skill. So I have something like to cover my bases with dispersion. So I don't really feel the need to run this skill. And also there can be a scenario like, here's the thing. I can theoretically get a second salvo off with my precise aim with the build I run, but it requires a certain set of conditions to be met, as you'll see. I'll describe how. But the bottom line is, I can run fully prepared and still, in a particular scenario, get a second salvo off of my rapid, not my rapid, the precise aim. But if I run marksman, then okay, sure, I always get the second salvo off, but my healing situation, the brawls that I take, the close range engagements that I get into, they might be a little more, like a little closer for comfort, as you'll see. Anyways, level 8 is, oh my god, I love this skill, AR plus. Whenever your ship is less than 33% of its HP, you get like minus 10% on everything. So yeah, this is a really nice skill to have. Why? Well, because you can abuse adrenaline rush to a lot, like to a very large extent. Like just imagine. We'll see in the game how I abuse adrenaline rush in the game, but yeah. Then we have Demo Expert Plus. It's a really nice skill again. Oh, you could. I mean, don't take engine overload. Like, okay, yeah, you get 4 engine overloads, but I don't really see the point of building it, like building into this. Like you are not a like Marceau or a Colbert that lives and dies on its speed. So kind of like just take Demo Expert Plus. It's also like increased, like it's I think normally it's 10%, and with Nelson it's improved to 13.3%. And Honor Seeker APCS, no questions about that. Hit Strike, don't take horizontal tech protection expert. You want to take sit strike because Vincent actually said there's quite a lot of things. Veen 3 as usual. You could meme and go frenziness something here and then last stand, but that's just a meme. So now while last stand would have helped me in the game that I played, I don't really feel that it's worth it because Vincent gets so much survivability as is. I don't think you really need to go all in last stand. But yeah. I run Grease the Gears, I run Armor Piercer. I don't run Specialist because the only thing you can reliably get up, like, the only 4 strikes you're getting at Vincent is if you, like, delete the cruiser off the face of the planet in your first or second salvo. That's about it. Now, well, it is possible and certainly plausible. I just feel that Armor Piercer is like, it activates when you do 35% damage from max HP, which is like what 25k, something like that, something around that ballpark. 25k as an upper bound, let's say. So it activates really consistently, and you get like plus 2% sit damage rate. Well, it's not much, still an increment, like it's a percentage of a chance. Like you have a chance of citadeling someone, and then on top of that, you do plus 2% damage. Well, it's minor, yes, and it's not as big as specialist. I just think that the probability of armor piercer benefiting me with Vincent is higher than that of specialist benefiting me. Anyways, moving on to active reload. Now, this is like this is like minus 4% main battery reload when you do like 30% of all enemy ships total HP. So this skill is basically broken on Vincent's when you stack it with Adrenaline Rush Plus and Reload mod, as you'll see. So, and okay, you could argue for Sniper as well, but once again, as I must say, while Vincent's shells are kind of, they're not like Slaver shells, but still they're like pretty decent. And plus, like 12% main battery shell velocity is like only useful, or like the use case becomes clearly apparent only if you're playing it at range, which I already mentioned. I don't like to play Vincent at range. Now, I you could play Vincent at range. It can perfectly, like it's perfectly fine doing that, but I don't think it should because that's really not where the ship shines. So yeah, that's the spec. Now, before we go into the game, I want to mention one thing. Right now, with the reload mod, I'm running a 19.35 second reload. Uh, so I'll just spoil it ahead. With the reload mod, you get 19.35 flat out. So that's up 20 seconds. And then with Adrenaline Rush Plus and active reload going, you can get this down to 17 point something something seconds. You can do the calculation, but as is what happens in the game, we go down to 17 seconds, and it's really funny about the 17-second reload BB with 457 millimeter gun, and mind you, AP camo and like excellent dispersion and pen can do. So yeah. Okay, that concludes it, I guess, for the intro, which is well, rather like a rather long intro, but I don't really have much to say at the end. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the videos then, the gameplay that is. All right, so here we have on Atlantic domination. Yamato, Double Vincent, Colombo, Nevsky, Paulo Emilio, and Giri, while I'm playing Slava. So I began with the laid back game first because it's kind of like pushing in Slava is kind of more non trivial compared to Vincent. So I thought why not begin with that one first? Like it's easier to understand that it's kind of laid back as well. So off the rip, I noticed that we don't have a DD on this flank, but we do have a Venezia. So I thought, okay, let this guy cap while I'll try to position myself between B and C to like create a crossfire of sorts. Like if the Venezia pushes wide on the flank and I stay where I am, then we have a sort of a crossfire at C. And judging by where the Libertad is going as well, like it could work out in our favor. So like that's what my goal is as a BP player, to create crossfires, to catch people off guard and take a lot of the HP away in one salvo or something like that. Because when you do that to people, they tend to make mistakes, like they tend to like panic, and as a result, maybe maybe play more poorly. So here the Colombo gets spotted. I debate taking a shot or not. So I just did because I don't see a reason why I should not. I know the DD is in C already, so I'm just turning my ship away. Now this is like kind of like suboptimal where I am right now, but at the same time it isn't. Why? Well, because I have two rocks between me and the Vincents, so they are not really like that likely to shoot me. The Venezia is holding down C, props to him, and Libertad is supporting him. So we have a good like hold over C, and I see the two Vincents. They're just sitting at the back of the map. So my job right now is to put pressure on the Vincents so that okay, well, I see that Magola Damarung is YOLOing it in for some reason. I don't know why, but I thought okay. He is like acting as a very good distraction. The Colombo is not looking at me; he's looking at the Venezia Libertad pair, and Smolensk is farming one of the Vincents. So my job right now is to help keep these Vincents like uh, at bay basically, because the God of Reverum will die. Like that's like established as of now. My job is to deal with the double Vincent pair and maybe the Nevsky at the back if he like pushes. Um, I see on the left hand flank, my DD has left that BB to just die. So he's on the border getting YOLO'd by a Paulo Emilio. So, by the way, how do I know it's a Paulo Emilio? Well, the fact that like he's that close to a BB this soon in the game, like Gearing simply doesn't have the speed. At least I don't think it does have that speed to reach map border so far, so fast. So yeah, I take a shot at the Nevsky, miss because, well, I don't really play Slava that much and I'm kind of not used to how fast Nevsky is as well. So, yeah, that's that, anyways. Yeah, so the Vincent, one of the Vincents at least, which me and the Smolensk like have whittled down over time. We managed to kill that, and the second Vincent also eats a Shima, like a set of Shima tops. So, this guy is low. So now I'm pushing in. Like, at this point, we have a pretty strong position on this flank. Now I debate whether to shoot or not, but I hold off my shot because I knew that it wouldn't clear the rock. So yeah, I knew that we have a pretty strong position here. Their team just kind of gave up on this flank, so I just push. Like let the Paulo Emilio, I know the Paulo Emilio is coming towards me. That's a fact. So I just like go into their spawn, like push up so that Paulo Emilio has to cover more distance if he wants to YOLO me. And as you will see, it's actually this is actually the right call here. Yamato gets a good hit on me, can't do anything about it. Slava our moment. Nevsky and Gearing are cornered by a Venezia Libertad combo. So yeah, those guys are stuck there, so I can freely push it in. Uh this point, I see that my Shima is going to spot. So that's good for me as I know where the Yamato is. He shot for some, like he tried to blind me. Yeah, that was a decent blind. I guess he hit a few on my turn. Paulo Emilio shows up. I know that this guy has like what sub 5 km torpedo range, so like I can afford to straight line till he gets into that 5 km ish range. I don't remember. I think it's even lower than that. It's not even 5. But this guy is like 4 km from me. I know that he hasn't launched tops. He's about to now because he's going flat. But by that point, I just kill him with AP. Yamato gets another decent hit on me. I was thinking about brawling this Yamato. Like, not brawling, but engaging this Yamato at like 11, whatever the range is, like 13, but he goes dark for some reason. And well, my Shima is not spotting him, so I just get myself spotted because this point the game is really won. So I just want more damage. I have 85k. I want to get 100k or more. I just shoot my secondaries, get myself spotted. He gets himself spotted by my Shima, which is nice. And now I just like free farm. So that's one hit. That's it. He gets a really nice like 13k salvo on me. I tried to repair my rudder because I thought it was broken, but apparently it was a bug. Like it was like just a visual bug. I shoot again. I have Makarov and AR by the way, so right now I want to stay low. I don't want to like I just want to stay alive and low. Now I'm trying to dodge and bait, and yeah, I baited his salvo, so he shot low because I turned out. Like he gets like 6k off of me, but it's not enough. And I'm just hoping that by the time he reloads, we kill him, and that's what happens. I get a shot off, the Libertad finishes him off, and that's that. So I immediately switch over to HE so that like I can shoot the DD whenever he pops up. And I'm turning away from his direction so that he doesn't get a free torpedo angle at me. So in hindsight, this game was like not the most like mentally straining game. Yeah, there you can see the gearing. So he's trying to gun me down. He doesn't know I have a heal in pocket. So do I heal? I don't remember if I heal. I do heal just to be safe if he has stops out. Hit 3 out of 3 on him with HE. Venezia absolutely slaps him. I hit a few more in his smoke. A 2 on his smoke. He's really low. Like he has to be like sub 1000 HP there. I take another blind shot. Think I hit one, which is unlucky, but that's about it. That's all the damage we're gonna get from this game. But yeah, in hindsight, this game, like I wouldn't really say me pushing secure like me pushing made the win possible, but it definitely helped secure the win. Because if I don't push, then the Vincents, because the Smolensk can't farm that much HP by itself, while having the risk of Colombo crossfire from the cap. So me pushing kind of gave the Vincents another thing to worry about. And the Shima also like, okay, well, he abandoned the other BB on the other flank, but that's whatever like happens, I guess. But yeah, so yeah, this was a laid back game. Like not much involved here, and we'll move on to the next one. So the next game we have on domination cage, Hakuryu, Pommern, Vermont, Aegir, Utrecht, Shima, Gearing. Standard MM, nothing special here. And this game was a pretty interesting one, if I might say so myself. Interesting how well uh we kind of we kind of won the game because I pushed. So as we'll see. Oh, okay. Also, this is not my internet's fault. This is literally wargaming. Like, what the hell is this, man? Can't do anything. Stuck for like I can waste a good 10 seconds here, but once again it's cage, so getting deep into the flank, especially on home spawn. If it had been the C spawn, I would have been pretty mad, but since it was the A spawn, the home spawn, like I lose 20 seconds here, but it's fine. I make it up with my speed boost. Like it's fine that this happens to me in a Vincent, but imagine if I was in a DD like Marceau, where like I need to use my preheating to get into position early on. I would be really mad there, but it's whatever happens, I guess. Shima gets spotted on that flank, and yeah, I see the Aegir on the other flank, so I know that there will be a Utrecht here. Now Utrecht players are like fall into two categories more often than not. Either they're just going to hump a rock and spam airstrikes like a CV, like they're basically playing it like a CV, or they're going to actually play the game and use their guns as well. So I was wondering what type of Utrecht play I have on my flank this time. So he sends out planes on the Baltimore, which is like okay. He misses the first strike completely. So I'm asking my CV to spot because this guy is going to be annoying as hell. My DD, I don't know what my DD is doing, but yeah, I need to help my Baltimore here. So I just try to take a shot at the Utrecht. Maybe I hit him, maybe I don't. I don't know. But he does a good job of dodging. Props to him. He does a good job of dodging. But at this point, I know that okay, this Utrecht is just going to kite into Narnia. So I just need to make use of the space he's vacating. So I just push in. Utrecht has like really limited maneuverability and range. It has good speed, but it doesn't have the best turning. So if he wants to use airstrikes, he needs to get close. So in the meantime, I'm just whittling on this Pommen with my team. Like Duncan pushed through mid. I don't know how this guy survived the push because there was a DD in that cap, but props to him for pushing like that. And yeah, so far it's pretty even. One DD on their team dead, one DD on our team dead. I see the gearing smoke and I see where my Malta is. So I basically know that this Malta is going to die to the gearing because there's no one like the Baltimore can't really do anything. Like again, there's a Vermont at sea that can shoot the CV. I don't know why this CV is pushed up here, but it is what it is. So I see the gearing like tracers and I take a blind fire. I hit like I hit 6 in the smoke. That's like 3k done to him. Malta is dead. Like at this point, I am mentally prepared to play the game without a CV. That's why you see me like running for like I'm diving the rock for my life so that the Vermont doesn't get a good salvo at me. The gearing shows up. Now here, pro tip: if you are shooting at a DD that's stuck on a rock, wait for him to commit to a turn because he's obviously going to commit to one side. He won't sit on the rock forever. So I just waited for him to commit to one side and shot him with HE, and they like take like half a ship away. And props to the Napoli, he kills him. Now here I see that my like Duncan Kleber combo has completely thrown themselves away to the Hakuryu and the Utrecht. So at this point, I'm like, see, we're already down like 160 points. The only way we win is if we kill all the ships. So that is why now no one in my team can kill the Hakuryu and the Utrecht except me. So I'm trying my best to secure those two kills and get a shot at winning. So now Vaman gets a good hit at me, and that's unfortunate. Nothing I can do there. I have to push here. I can't do anything else. So yeah, I got a decent blind fire on the Haku early on. Now the Utrecht pops up, so I just shoot him. And this bomb drop or whatever the hell that was, that messed up my aim a little bit, but I still hit 7. I was praying that this guy doesn't flood me, which thankfully he does not. I kind of get lucky here as well. But then again, if I had premium heals, oh, by the way, 17 seconds reload, active reload. I don't know if it's active reload, but it's definitely AR. Like, I definitely have adrenaline rush. So yeah, I think with active reload I can go down to 16 if I'm not too sure, but yeah, here I am praying for like praying basically that the Haku dies in this salvo, which he does not. He almost died. I don't know how that's 5 shell hits, but thankfully he doesn't set a fire, and he misses. Like if he like floods me here, I'm dead. Like I'm at 1k HP. Now I see his second top. Now I'm praying that he's not a like good Haku player because if it was a good Haku play, he would have like led those stops already. He wouldn't have like normal CV players, they tend to just throw the planes in your general direction and then aim them. However, a good CV player would have simply like aimed for where I was going to be because that's what a good CV player simply does. So that even if he dies, like it's a trade so that I don't get to my next heal and I die there. So yeah, I kind of get lucky. But props to my Napoli. He held his own and he managed to secure the kill on the Vermont. So now it's just a low HP Baltimore versus I think it's a Aegir, so I'm not too worried here. I know that the game is won. So yeah, that's it. Like I did like okay, let's go with one by one. What did we do this game? We secured the kill on the Pommen early on, and then we took away half the DD's HP, and We secured the kill on the. Oh, by the way, that's just a Vincent moment. Half his HP gone. We secured the kill on the Utrecht and the Hakuryu just because he pushed. Like, if I don't push there, those two guys get to live. Now, admittedly, I kind of got lucky as well with my with the fire RNG and the way that the Haku played. Like, I should have died there, 100%. I should have died there, but like sometimes you need to kind of ride your luck in order to win. So yeah, but the reason we were able to win this game was simply because I pushed. Like if I don't push, we probably don't win. So yeah, that was a pretty good game, I would say. Like 4 kills, 118k. 118k is like standard basically for Vincent these days. But still, it's like nice to impact the game in such a drastic way. Also, props to Manapoli. He played well. He held the B cap. He traded the Vermont and the Baltimore for playing so well. So yeah, that was the game. So for the outro, I'm just gonna like mention a few pointers as we look at my most played BB in the game, the Vermont. And what I like to say is both the games they were like not exceptional. In fact, they were like pretty mediocre. Like you can okay, it's like an above average game is what I'd say. But these days, like considering how the matchmaking spread has been, even in like getting those types of games, like and where you get to influence your team in a positive way, kind of takes a lot of brain power. So with that in mind, okay, they were not perfect games, but at least I think they conveyed the point I wanted to get across, which is that if you're in a BB, don't sit at the back of the map at 15, 16 km sniping and afraid of capping. And these all have been all these points have been brought up across over the years. And you'll find them like in a lot of YouTube videos and Discord discussions and Reddit threads and where anywhere you look, you're probably going to find a few or more of these points. But to see them in practice, to actually see them in practice, to actually be able to execute them yourself is a whole different story. So with that being said, I will hope that you came away with something useful from this video. And I'm not a BB main, nor am I the best BB main or the player in general, in fact. But I do have an idea of what I'm talking about. At least I hope I do, and I would like that you, dear viewer, get a similar idea of game sense as well. And that concludes today's video. Next one will probably be about cruiser. I don't know which one, but it's probably going to be a cruiser because BBs are boring. So yeah, with that being said, I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.